In this video, I'm going to cover how to import and export data in Airtable. Welcome back, everyone. This is Tom from Lessons Unlocked, and if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for dropping by. Now, I know today it's not going to be in a very exciting topic, but I feel like it's a functionality that everyone should know how to do. So we're going to go ahead and hop right in. And basically what you're seeing here is a sample file I've created for this tutorial, which is a list of dummy contacts. And let's say I want to import this into a brand new table in Airtable. So this is what I've created. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and close this file. And the very first step we will need to take is create a base. And then once we create the base, Airtable is nice enough to create this little wizard, right? What I call a wizard, which is kind of like a step-by-step trying to get you started. And the very first step here is importing your work. So it's nice to have this. Since I have an Excel file, I'm going to go ahead and select it. And then it's going to take me to this, file uploader. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that file out and then just drop it in and then just hit upload. Now, right away, Airtable attempts to determine the field types of the data. Now, this setting is at the bottom right here, just so everyone's aware. It says auto select field types, and it's on. Now, the moment I change the field type, it's going to be unchecked. So why would I want to change the field type? Well, it's not perfect, right, with Airtable, because I can tell right away that some of these elements are not correct. So for example, the first name here, it's set to be a long text, but really I want it to be a single line text. And I can tell right away with last name, it looks like a select because of the color. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the field and change that from a single select to a single line text. The phone looks like it was close. It looks like it's a number, but we want to change to a real phone number. So I'm going to go ahead and select phone number. And we know that this is an email, but Airtable thinks it's a long text. And I want to change that to email. So similarly with address and notes, it looks like they look like select fields, but we're going to go ahead and change that. So the address will be a single line text, and then the notes will be a long text. Okay, so the data looks good. Now, I do want to point out on the bottom left, there's this option to adjust your import. If you click on all fields, what this allows you to do is you kind of select what you truly want to import. Let's say you don't want to import notes. You can simply just uncheck it, and you can see in the preview that the notes have disappeared. Now, for this tutorial, we'll just keep notes. So I'll go ahead and check that, and then go ahead and select import. Oh yes, before I do, let me look at other settings. And you can see right away how auto select field types, it's now unchecked because we manually override the field types. So just want to kind of point that out. The second one here is use first row as headers. I just want people to be aware that if you don't have titles and headers in your data, your source data that you're trying to import, this is a way to kind of toggle whether or not you do have it or not. Well, in my file, I did, so that's why it's already checked. So we're good there. All right, let's go ahead and import. So while Airtable is thinking, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and turn off the wizard on the right here. And the data looks like it's populated. So we're going to make some room because I want to put everything in one place so it's easier to see. And then what we're going to do next is I'm going to teach you how to export this data. Okay. Now we've already covered the import, and let's follow proper best practices here. Let's go ahead and call this sheet. We can change the name here to be contacts. And then I'm going to call this grid view. This view here would be all contacts. Okay. So the way export works is that whatever you're seeing currently, that's data that is going to get exported. But let's say I just imported this data, but I want something different, like an entirely different view. Let's say I only want a list of names and phone numbers. So let's go ahead and duplicate this view. I'm going to go ahead and click this little arrow here by the view and hit duplicate. And then I'm going to go ahead and rename this to say all contacts. Oops. Let me go ahead and change that. All contacts with phone. Okay. Just so I know what that is. So now I got that title set up. And then obviously I want to hide some of these fields. And the fastest way to do it, you can always right click and go all the way down to hide field. But the fastest way to do this is go to this hide fields option here, and then just simply just uncheck. That's really the fastest way to do it. And now you'll see names and phone. So to export this data, right above here where the label of the view, there's a little drop down arrow here. If you click on it, you'll see download CSV. So that's what you want to do. So let's go ahead and hit download. And it's thinking right now. It's preparing the CSV for download. And then once it disappears, it's done. So it's in my download folder. So let's go ahead and pull that file up. Here's my download folder, and here's my file. So I'm going to go ahead and open this file up. And while it's loading, it pops up. There you go. Here is the data that I just exported. But again, it's in a CSV file. So you're going to have to convert that to whatever file format that you want to use. But CSV is a very common format, and it actually stands for comma separated values, which is a uniform format. But as you can see, it actually kept my title of the view, and it actually collected all my data with the headers of those fields. So that should do it. It's a very straightforward process, and hopefully this was helpful in some way. I know it's very basic today, but I felt like it was something that was worth showing everyone how to do. And just, basically, I'm sure you're going to use this feature at some point when you're using Airtable. So other than that, if you have any other questions, or if there's something else you want to see, I'll be more than happy to create a specific tutorial video for you. But until then, I will catch you in the next one. Take care.